Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we have Rachel Hankel again.
Yay!
Yay! Rachel, thank you so much for coming
Yay!
back to my channel. Comment below if you love Rachel being on my channel. Let us know. What do you think in the comments below? Does Rachel need to be a regular part of this channel? What?
I think so.
Yeah.
I love being on your channel. It's fun for me.
Well, it started with Rachel. Rachel, you were the one who encouraged me to even start a YouTube channel or to make a video. Like you were like, Jen, let's do this. Let's do Confessions of a Retired Disney Princess. We were the first.
Sometimes I forget like how that even happened. Like how much time did we think about doing that before we actually did? And we just went back recently. Jennifer posted something and she sent it to me and I said, I can't believe how bad the audio is. So what an amazing transformation or upgrades in technology. So it's so nice to be able to put out better quality videos.
Yeah, I still feel like I need better quality like stuff for my YouTube channel. So I don't know, like a friend of mine keeps saying I need to do like Patreon or something where
Oh,
you
I'm not
guys, people who
familiar.
subscribe to my channel can donate to my channel, but I'm like, I don't want to ask for money. Like I'm here on a budget. I imagine that
Yeah.
everyone else
Aw.
doesn't have like anything else to spare there, like
Everybody's just happy to see you. But anyways,
yeah, and that's another. Well, we're just gonna jump into the question because that's what you're
yes.
here for. You're here for the question. So, okay, wait. I'm not gonna put this person's name up on the screen who's asking this question because I don't want them to get in trouble. I don't know. They're friends with a Disney princess, but she says I wanted to ask if you could do a video on the Disney princes. And your experience with them. What were the princes like? How they treated the princesses? Did they have an ego or were they humble? Thank you so much. You were blurring up on my screen there.
Oh,
Okay, move around on the camera. Let me just see. Okay, there it goes. Okay. Okay, so what do you have to say about this? Let me let you start, Rach.
well, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of experience, or I should say Snow White didn't have a lot of experience working with Snow Prince. It was quite the opposite, I think, of Princess Jasmine and Aladdin because I want to say probably the majority of your experience was spent partnering with Aladdin. I actually only worked with Snow Prince one time, and that was my favorite set to do, which was doing the working at Epcot and doing the breakfast shift and then going to the country after. And then normally it was Snow White by herself or Snow White with Dopey. But one time it was Snow Prince, and I'm not even sure why he was even there, but everyone got really excited because he's not someone you see a lot. He's probably one of the lesser known princes that makes his way throughout Magic Kingdom. So it was really exciting for me because it was completely unexpected. And I remember feeling really nervous because I've never practiced anything with a prince before. So I didn't know certain poses and certain things that we might talk about. So that was one time I remember feeling very nervous. And I did only work part-time, so it was only 2 days a week. And so most of my time, I never had a set bid, as they would call it, where I was always at one particular place. So I was kind of bounced around a lot. So I didn't have much opportunity to work with work with Snow Prince. We get the question a lot, if we were to do things again, how would we do differently? I would have loved to have spent more time in entertainment using my dance background and doing stage shows and whatnot in the parade. So perhaps if I would have done that, I would have spent more time with Snow Prince. But yeah, I just had that one time. So that's all I have to say. But it made me really nervous.
So what did you think of the prince? Like, was he somebody who did fur characters? Was he a regular prince, like a dual face or multi-face prince?
Yeah. Yes, I do remember that he was a fur character as well. But it reminds me of a story, and it wasn't the same guy, but it was actually when I was doing a fur character as well, and we were at the Animal Kingdom boat dock. Have you? I can't. Probably like the word.
Animal
The
Kingdom
boat dock.
boat.
Have you
Oh
ever been
yeah. So
there?
wait, you were a fur character at the Animal Kingdom boat dock.
Yes, I was spending a lot of time with Eeyore this day, and I forget who he
I
must
didn't know you
be.
did
Was
Eeyore.
Yes, yeah, like a few times. And I remember, I forget who he was, but he was telling me he was Snow Prince, and he didn't, or he was talking about it in the break room, and he saw that I had Snow White. They have lanyards or whatever that we put our, main gate and everything in. And then he had asked me, and I said, "Oh yes, yeah." And so then he talked to me the rest of the time, which I found was interesting because when I was just Eeyore, there was no love. But as soon as he found out I was friends with Snow White, he wanted to hang out with me the rest of the set. So, there goes that. But it wasn't the same guy that I got to spend time with when he was Snow Prince. But typical.
That is so
Typical.
interesting.
No, no love for the fur. What's up with that? I don't know.
Comment below
It's
if you
repeated
work
pattern.
in Disney Entertainment and you can relate to that. So as far as my experiences go, I feel like I kind of went into depth about my first time working with a prince in the video. I think I made a video called like my first day or something, and I will link that in the description box below, or I'll try to put like a link to it in one of the cards on the video. Go watch that video. I kind of go into detail about my first time working with a prince. Loved it. Oh my word, my hands were shaking. Long story short, my hands were shaking. I was engaged to be married, so it was kind of weird. Like, who's this guy that he's not my man, like in real life? I kind of felt like, like, not like I was cheating. I didn't feel like I was cheating, but it was kind of like scandalous. Because, I mean, it's like they give you these handsome guys. I always felt like the princes, the Aladdins, were handsome. How did you view the princes, the Aladdins, Rachel?
Oh, I find Aladdin very attractive.
They
I guess I like
were
bad
really
boys.
cute,
I don't
a
know.
lot of them. I'm not even gonna lie. Thank God my husband was so trusting. Like he trusted, so it made it so much easier so that I could be guilt-free. And I feel like it really did strengthen that the
Trust.
relationship because
Yes,
of
I
that
can
trust.
absolutely see that. Sometimes when I'm scrolling through Instagram and I love seeing the partnership between the prince and princesses, and some of their poses, they are very close. I mean, they're just as, completely in character. And yes, I wonder what that was like for you with a husband at the time. So
Well,
that's
I mean, I'm
interesting
not
to
gonna
know.
lie. A lot of the princes, not all of them, definitely not all of them, but some of them were gay. So my husband
Hmm.
was like, I don't have to stress, but some of them were straight, and they were handsome and straight,
Hmm.
and like, but I was married, and one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna name names, but one of them did ask me out to dinner. Did I ever tell you
I
that?
didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, one of them did. And I was like, come on, you know better. But he wasn't
You
inappropriate
say,
about it. I don't,
listen,
I,
I'm
maybe he
not a
wasn't even
prize to be
thinking
won.
so much. I don't think he was thinking about it. And like,
Yes.
I think he just thought of hanging out. But it's like, wait, there's rules when you're married. You kind of like don't. I don't know. It depends. Because then again, my husband eats out with girls at his job all the time. But he's an accountant. I don't know. It's just, we were young. Anyway, where was it going?
But in general speaking, just about the princes, I think that they need to have more of them and to be regular and meet and greets. That's one of my favorite things about seeing Princess Jasmine is that she is partnering with Aladdin, and I love the romance between them and the story between them and seeing them interact together. I would absolutely love to see more of Snow and Snow Prince and Princess Aurora, and of course our favorite Prince Philip.
Yeah,
We need
Prince
more of
Philip.
him.
I'm
But
with
yeah, so they're in
Angela.
the stage shows and in the parades, but it would be other than I'm seeing a lot at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party that's happening right now. They bring out a lot of characters that you don't normally get to interact with, and I think people love that so much. I would love if they brought that on more of a full-time thing.
I agree. Completely agree. It strengthens the star power of the character. That's what I
Yes.
think.
And then I also think too, and I love at the Bibbidi Boppity Boutique that when you think of that, you think, oh, it's the girls getting their hair done and their nails, and what a beautiful experience for them. But they also do a little package called Night Package where they give the. Did you know about that?
People have been telling me about it.
Yes, my nephew did that before. I can't wait to have Henry do that. He was a little too young last time, but they knight you, and you can get a little shield and a sword like Prince Philip. And I think it's wonderful to have these little boys be able to have that experience too, and how fun if they have sisters, and just like with your son and daughter and my son and daughter, how cute would that be to have them do that together? So I like that. So I think that maybe the little boys would like seeing the princes too, to meet them with the princesses. It might be more of a family inclusive thing. But yeah, just in general, I think we need more of the princes.
Totally agree. So I guess I should have prepared more for this question before I started filming this video. I'm just going to throw first things that come to mind, and feel free to stop me and ask questions.
Okay.
To like get more out of the story. But so my experiences, I remember getting ready with Aladdin. Did you ever have to get ready with him in cosmetology?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, so you didn't? Okay, I guess they were always really quick in and out, because I felt like I took the longest in cosmetology getting ready. Maybe because I was doing like all that eyeliner.
Yeah, the eyeliner.
I got way into it.
Snow White was like real quick.
Real quick, yeah. I felt like a lot of the princesses got ready really quick. Mulan took a long time with me. Mm-hmm. I remember she and I were like usually together getting ready. I remember the Aladdin coming in always during that time, but he was really quick. Like pretty much he was just picking up his wig, putting on some concealer. The Aladdins I knew, like they would get their makeup, they would do it in the room, in their actual break room. Because they had all those lights. They didn't even bother like doing it with the girl. Maybe they felt awkward, like sitting down doing makeup with us. Yeah, because again, a lot of them were straight, So I remember trying to hook you up with one of the Aladdins backstage. Do you remember that? Now you're with,
I really don't.
Remember?
Was it like the John Cusack one?
No. The John Cusack. There was one Aladdin that looked just like John Cusack. No, the Aladdin I'm talking about that I tried to hook you up with, remember we compared him to Ricky Martin? Or at least I did. Me and the other Jasmines. We thought he looked identical to Ricky Martin.
Can you believe I seriously cannot recall that at all?
He was really buff.
I just remember us talking about the John Cusack one.
He was really buff. A lot of the girls loved to look at his muscles.
I wonder why I didn't hop. Why wasn't I?
I tried to get you with him. You were like, no.
Interesting. I don't remember. What could have been?
He was at Epcot. He was always at Epcot. No, I guess a lot of them were, like, if they were pretty, like hot-looking guys, I think they knew that about themselves. Mm-hmm. They were really nice. A lot of them were really nice, but they also knew they were attractive.
Okay.
Does that, and they often dated a lot of girls. Like, they could have anybody. I hooked up one of them with a Cinderella, because the Cinderella was like, you're with such and such Aladdin. I'm not going to name names. But she would be like, you're with so-and-so. He's so cute. What do you know about him? Who's he dating? Da-da-da. And I was like, look, let me hook it up. So I told him, I was like, I know a girl who, all the princesses were beautiful. I thought they were beautiful anyway, a lot of the girls. It was, I was like, look, I know a Cinderella who's into you. Are you down? What's up? Let me introduce you guys. And he was like, yeah, he was single. Like, he had out, like, on the market, fresh, he had just gotten out of a relationship, and they actually ended up getting married. I like to think that was all me, but I mean, obviously their personalities
I had no idea about all of this. You're like this little matchmaker.
She was going to business school at UCF with my husband. So she was a smart girl. She ended up leaving to guest relations, and then she went and started selling homes in Golden Oak community. I don't know where she is now. I don't keep in touch. So, like, I don't know. So that was her. I remember another Aladdin, let me see, experiences with him. I remember they would often tell you their dating stories. One Aladdin would tell me how he was dating an Ariel from Hollywood Studios, the singing one, the one in the show, and their relationship drama. And then he got with a Jasmine who he was working with. She was beautiful. She was so hot, this girl. And they were like, but I don't know, they had problems, like jealousy was a huge issue, which I don't know, like that ripped them apart, that jealousy. I think it was too much. And I guess he lived out of state, so I think that maybe they knew too, like it wasn't gonna, they weren't willing to move for the other one. And they had like hot people everywhere, so if this hot person didn't work out, they would go for that other hot person.
Jennifer, I feel like as I'm listening to your story, I'm feeling like I had a completely different experience than you did. Maybe because I was older than a lot of the entertainment at the time, and I had other full-time job.
Yeah.
So this was just like fun for me, living my dreams. I was like not wrapped up in what was going on behind the scenes. I had no idea all these stories were happening.
Yeah.
I had this one really good friend who was a character manager, so anytime I had free time I would go find her, and she was my girl. But yeah, all these stories, I don't have them, but I'm so interested.
Yeah, it was when I was 21, so I was just in college myself, and
Right.
I did feel a little bit removed because I was already engaged. Most
Right.
people weren't. There was only one other princess that I knew of that was married who wasn't Mormon, because at one point during my time in the princess world, Disney went to BYU, Brigham Young University in Utah, which Mormon, so like when they brought all of those girls, they were married already.
Wow.
At 20, 21 years old. And I remember people thought that I was Mormon because they were like, oh, you're married, so you must be one of the Mormons. And I was like, no,
really?
I'm just a regular, like, I was Christian, but like, I'm not actually Mormon, but I did get married young. Like, I'm an exception to the crowd, like, but then I think, but by the time I was closer to 24, 25, I was meeting other girls who were newlyweds, whereas I had already been married like 4 years at that point, so I did kind of feel removed a little bit, but really it wasn't until like I went to work at the spa with you that it became more just in and out, and I was able to enjoy the job much more versus when it was my life, because I did deal with that of hearing so much, like
see, I didn't have that. I had like zero stories like that. Yeah.
It's a bit juvenile, I guess, yeah. Aside from like the dating stuff, especially with the Aladdins who were gay, I was able to be much more relaxed because we weren't talking about dating at all. I don't know. If they dated, it was very private. They kept that to themselves. I think they were more just like having fun, at least the ones that I knew. And so I remember having so much fun with them. It was all about sitting back on the sofas. Did you have like big sofas in your break rooms?
Every break room I was in, you would have been, except for Germany, I guess. And that was nice.
Well, I guess we had like the genie, we had Aladdin, me. Like there was always like 3 or 4 people in a break room, so maybe they gave us a sofa, I don't know, but for that reason. But I remember kicking back on the sofa and having TVs. Did you have a TV?
Oh, yes, I remember TVs.
Oh, yeah. So we would put in DVDs. We would watch movies during our breaks. I remember I got introduced to Miss Swan. Did you ever watch Mad TV? You are watching Mad TV.
Yeah, I have, but I don't.
You don't remember Miss Swan? No, I just remember all day long watching Miss Schwan, and he totally got me into her to where, like, I haven't watched her videos in a long time now. So Rachel had to get going while I was filming this, so I'll bring her back on the screen in a little bit, but I'm just gonna keep talking about some of my experiences. I mean, but overall, I have to say they were extremely polite, despite what I may have said earlier. They were really nice, very friendly. They were generally into fitness because Aladdin was kind of a street rat. He was kind of thin, so I remember them always eating really healthy. I never really met an Aladdin that was into junk food, really. I always remember one Aladdin in particular, he ate healthier than I did. He was like always eating like a yogurt with nuts and fruit. I guess he did have candy too. Like I remember us going over to Japan at Epcot, and we would raid the Japanese candy section. So he introduced me to Japanese candy. I remember that. I remember, yeah, there was one that, like I said, that one Aladdin was into bodybuilding. They were into fitness. So I always felt like in general, the Aladdins were stronger performers than I was, and I don't know if that was just like a guy-girl thing. I'm stereotyping. I don't know. They were always so witty, each and every single one of them. I don't think that Disney like purposely like tested them to find out, like, or at their audition, I don't think they made sure that they were super witty or anything like that. I think that they were just naturally gifted that way. I could be wrong. I don't know. I never saw an Aladdin getting cast. I don't know if they were harder on them at the audition. All I know is that they were so funny and extremely witty and quick-minded and quick thinking. I was not that as quick as they were. And comment below if you were friends with the princess. Were you like super witty, or would you say, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how witty would you say you were? Or even if you do like the princess parties or whatever, just let me know in an improvisational setting, like how do you rate yourself? I feel like I was a 6. I don't know. Like, for me, I always kind of feel like I stuck to the script and I didn't venture too far out. And when I did try, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself. What I lacked in improvisational skills, I made up for in my lovingness and caringness towards the children. I feel like I remember trying to see my niece and nephew in the kids because my sister, and so I really tried to look at a lot of the kids like they were my family and give them the kind of meet and greet that I would want for my kids or my niece and nephew. So I just wanted to love on those kids. That was my thing. And give them a good photo and autograph and experience in general. So, and if they thought I was witty and funny, all the better. So I really felt like a lot of the Aladdins were very keen to take the lead. They were always so cool though. It's interesting because a lot of these Aladdins, like, I didn't go hanging out with them outside of doing the character stuff, so I often would only ever see them wearing the Aladdin costumes. Very rarely, well, I guess I did see some of them like wearing their street clothes, like what they actually wore, so you kind of got a feel for their personality. They were always like fun. But it was always like for a birthday party or something where I would just go for a little bit and then leave. But again, because I was married, so I didn't really get close with any of them really. So I guess the best way to describe the Aladdins is confident. Like, as much as the Aladdins might have had an ego, like they knew they were good looking, because again, like I said, a lot of them were, at the same time that they had that little bit of ego, they were also just confident in themselves and in their abilities as far as a performer went. They carried themselves well. They had their shoulders high, their, back straight, head tall. They didn't slouch. They weren't those, and they took care of their bodies, again, because they were like trying to stay physically fit. So I feel like they were confident, and if there was definitely one Aladdin I'm thinking of that definitely had an ego. He was so cocky. I did not enjoy his company. He was Colombian, like I'm Colombian background. He was Colombian with green eyes, and he worked at Hollywood studios, and he was super cocky. Like, he thought he was the hotness, and I just didn't have time for that. I remember thinking, yeah. Didn't enjoy his company. Thankfully, I only had to work with him on like 2 or 3 occasions, and that was the end of that. I was happy. So, a lot of them were super humble, though, I would say. Super humble, super friendly, confident in their abilities, and they had a knack for dancing. Some of them did. Or if they didn't have a knack for dancing, they could fake it, or just they could do it. Whatever they need, whatever the choreographers needed of them, even if they didn't particularly enjoy dancing, they had the ability to do it, and so they did it without thinking too highly of themselves. It was just kind of matter of fact, yes, I can do this, so they did it. Yeah, there's a little part of me that hopes that my son does Aladdin, but I don't know. That's up to him, and if he enjoys that sort of thing. My son is very social, So maybe he will like that sort of thing. I don't know. But comment below and let me know if there's anything you feel like I just briefly touched on and you maybe want me to go more into detail about. Let me know and I will try to make a video dedicated to that topic. For the most part, I would say all the Aladdins were pretty cool, like chill, very relaxed, chill. One thing I especially liked about the Aladdins is that they seemed to be friends with everybody, not just face characters. Like the girls, like as a girl and being in the cosmetology, like I definitely see how it's easy for girls to just kind of gravitate and be in their own little bubbles, whereas guys are just so much more, I don't know, they're more chill, you know, they're just chill. So yeah. So that was the end of this video. Comment below and let us know any questions you might have concerning this matter, maybe for Rachel, maybe there's something different you want to ask or see in a future video. And I'll leave a link down in the description box below for Rachel's Instagram if you want to go follow her. She's got an amazing Instagram account. And, you know, subscribe to the channel. Share this video if you think someone would like it. Like this video. And Rachel, do you want to say anything?
As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for having me on your channel, Jennifer. And I love these questions and answers. And please keep them coming. It's so nice when you see the questions in the comment section. And it makes great ideas for a next video to do together. So please keep that up. I love it.